So far in Chapter 2, we have talked about numerical data. So we talked about 3 different ways to graph numerical data, and then once we talked about those different ways of graphing, we talked about different ways of summarizing that numerical data. In this section, we're going to switch our focus. Instead, we're going to focus on visualizing and summarizing categorical data instead. So when we're visualizing data, we're going to visualize the distribution of the categorical variables by displaying the values or categories of the variable and the number of times each value occurs. Right, so the first way we're going to do this, and we're going to think about this, is we're going to use something called a bar chart. A bar chart or bar graph shows a bar for each observed category. The height of the bar is proportional to the frequency of that category. A Pareto chart is a bar chart that is sorted from most frequent to less frequent. So in this first example, this bar chart shows the number of students in each class enrolled in an introductory statistics class. First year students are not shown because there were none in the sample. Okay, so looking at this, we have a frequency and relative frequency distribution for our different categories. The difference is our class, instead of being a number or range of numbers, notice that it's a word, it's a categorical variable. Okay? And then next to this, we see a frequency distribution of the class, and we also see a relative frequency distribution of the class. Okay? And the first question that we're asked at the bottom, is a bar chart the same as a histogram? What do you notice is different? All right, well, first we're going to say that no, it's not the same as a histogram. Right? Both histograms and bar charts have vertical bars showing frequency, but notice that in this case we have word labels instead of numbers. Again, because we're using categorical data. Notice that our bars do not touch. And also notice that when we're talking about the definition, we can rearrange the bars in our bar chart from most frequent to least frequent to any other order that we want to. So labels, bars may be arranged in different orders. Right? Unlike numbers, where they're always going to go in numerical order from beginning to end. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this information and we're going to put it into a nice handy dandy chart. So our differences between histograms and bar charts. We're going to say in histograms, bars usually touch. Where in bar charts, bars do not touch. In histograms, bar width corresponds to bin width. Bin or class width, remember we use those words kind of interchangeably. For bar charts, bar width does not matter. For histograms, horizontal labels are in numerical order. For bar charts, horizontal labels are categorical, which means they can be in any order desired. Right, so there are similarities. Again, we do have vertical bars representing either frequencies or relative frequencies, but they are much different. These pictures below show the difference between the original bar chart and a Pareto chart. Notice that in this one we're just kind of in order of class. And then in this case we have our most frequent class first. And our least frequent class at the end. Down at the bottom of this page then, we're given some information about how to create a bar chart in StatCrunch. Again, take a look online for kind of more detailed instructions if you want to do that online using your computer and using StatCrunch.